Welcome and thanks for listening to Four Things to Know, an open line podcast produced by the City of Auburn. Each week, we'll take a few minutes to walk you through events, street closures, and important dates you should know about as Auburn residents. This is produced by the public affairs staff within the city. We're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves, so we'll start with David this week.
I'm David Dorton.
I'm Cynthia Williford Bean.
I'm Allison Blankenship.
And I'm Nick Bowman. We're going to talk about a few things coming up this week that you should know as a resident of the City of Auburn. We're going to start with some opportunities to serve your community. We've got a few appointments open on the Auburn Public Library Board, the Board of Education, and the Planning Commission. If you're interested in serving on the library board, you can turn in an application until 5 p.m. on March 17th. If you'd like to be more involved with the Board of Education, you can turn in an application until 5 p.m. on March 21st. And if you want to serve on the Planning Commission, you can turn in an application until 5 p.m. on March 9th. You can learn more about each of those positions at auburnalabama.org. David, what you have this week?
Okay, and kind of continuing on that note, this council has made some changes in the boards and commissions appointment process. That's why we have applications now. You can apply for all of those at auburnalabama.org/boards. And Planning Commission, Board of Education have interview processes, which is, again, new kind of in the last 4 years. So you can always learn about boards and commissions in open line. Openings are announced at council meetings, and then those applications go live the day after they're announced at council meetings. So, yeah, just always keep track of auburnalabama.org/boards. You can look ahead and see what opportunities are coming, see what boards you might be interested in, and be ready to apply when that time comes. I'm going to look a little more forward than just the next week. I got an email recently asking when we were having our next document shredding day. And we used to have a day that was dedicated just to document shredding and electronics recycling. And people may remember that we had it often at the Chamber of Commerce in their parking lot. And then in more recent years, we've combined that with Household Hazardous Waste Day, which we're doing twice a year. So the next Household Hazardous Waste Day is March 26th. That's a Saturday. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that'll be an opportunity to bring household hazardous waste, which might be paint, it might be chemicals, things you can't or shouldn't throw away. It will also be electronics recycling, which might be computers or peripherals, and also secure document shredding, and I think the shredding happens on site. The only requirement there is to be an Auburn resident, and they'll ask for both registration and proof of residency, which water bill is an easy way to do that. And if you go to auburnalabama.org/HHW, you can register for that March Household Hazardous Waste Day. There should be another one in, Cynthia, is it usually November?
In October, right at the end of October.
Okay. And so you can plan ahead for that one as well. And if you go to auburnalabama.org/garbage-and-recycling, there's actually a little game that you can play that helps you just remember where things go as far as what goes in recycling, what goes in garbage, what goes in trash. And there's also a search engine where you can just search for a type of material and it will tell you where, which system to put it in. But that's Household Hazardous Waste Day on March 26th.
Cynthia, what you got?
All right. So this weekend we have several things going on related to Mardi Gras. The first one is there's the 5th annual Cru de Tigris Mardi Gras parade that's happening in downtown Auburn starting at 3 p.m. this Saturday. And streets along the parade route will close around 1 p.m. And if you're parked in any of the on-street parking along the route, you should get your car out of there by 2:30 unless you want to stick around and watch the parade. But after the parade's over, all the streets will reopen and you'll be able to move your car. So that should be an exciting event. And then if you want to burn off some calories before you go downtown and eat your moon pies and all that, our Parks and Recreation Department is hosting a Zumbathon Mardi Gras party that morning from 8:30 to 10 a.m. at the Boykin Community Center Gymnasium. And they'll have Zumba instructors from around the Auburn-Opelika area. They'll lead you through some fun and festive dance moves. And there will be a costume contest, so they're encouraging everyone to dress up in their best Mardi Gras attire. And again, that's Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m.
Great. How about you, Allison?
All right. Well, I know we are entering the spring season, but I know a lot of us are already thinking about summer, and a lot of parents are thinking about what on earth they're going to do with their children in the summer and entertain them with. So we have a bunch of camps, art camps and music camps and theater camps that registration is now open for. We've got art for young children, visual arts workshops for children. We've got 4 sessions of musical theater camp in June. The Auburn Area Community Theater is having a summer intensive academy and a academy play in the woods. So these are all really great opportunities for children to get more involved in the arts and music. Enrollment is limited, but I talked with our cultural arts administrator just the other day, and she said to make sure to get on the waiting list if you don't make it in. And she tries really hard to get everybody who's on the waiting list actually in a camp in the summer. So it's a really great opportunity for kids and families. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. If you are interested in finding out more information or registering, you can go to auburnalabama.org/arts.
Sounds great. If you are wondering about any of the URLs that we've used in this episode, they'll be in the show notes. So if you're getting this on iTunes or Google Play, wherever you're finding it, scroll down and there'll be a list of links that you can just click right there and find the resources that you're looking for, whether it be for a board appointment or household hazardous waste day, which is a mouthful. And then about the Mardi Gras coming up, the Mardi Gras parade and the street closures coming up this weekend. And then if you want to find out about some camps that are coming up, you can check out the show notes.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of 4 Things. Thanks for listening to 4 Things to Know, an open line podcast produced by the City of Auburn. If you're looking for more news, events, and dates to know about coming up in Auburn, visit news.auburnalabama.org. You can also check out our show notes for the links and URLs discussed in this episode.